Good morning students, myself Dr. Rishu Jain, I am from chemistry department, postgraduate chemistry department from Gujranwala Guru Nanak Khalsa College. Today we will start with the photochemistry. So what is photochemistry? In the photochemistry, word photo means light and chemistry is the chemical reactions or physical reactions. So in photochemistry, the study of interaction of radiations with matter, study of interaction of radiations with matter. So here the radiations means any electromagnetic radiation like ultraviolet radiation, visible radiations, X-rays, infrared radiations, and matter means anything which has mass and occupies space. So the study of interaction of radiations with matter which result in a photochemical or photophysical process. Photochemical or photophysical process is termed as photochemistry, or in simple words, the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of interaction of radiations with matter which results in a photochemical process or photophysical process is termed as photochemistry. So by this definition, it is clear that interaction of radiations with matter always do not result in a chemical reaction. What does a chemical reaction means? In a chemical reaction, new products are formed. And what is a physical process? In which new products are not formed. New products are not formed. So the interaction of radiations with matter do not result in the formation of new products every time. It can simply result in a physical process which is termed as photophysical process, or when it gives rise to the formation of new products, then it will be termed as the photochemical process. Now we will discuss these two processes in detail. First is the photophysical process. Whenever matter interacts with the radiation, the electrons get excited to the higher energy level, and these electrons can result in three phenomena. First is the fluorescence. Fluorescence, where the excited electron in the higher energy level come back to the ground energy level immediately after the absorption of light, or the excited electron releases the absorbed energy immediately. So this process is termed as fluorescence, and it is shown by the eosine dye, for example eosine, where the excited electron come back to ground state immediately. However, in certain cases, the excited electron can come back to the ground state after some time gap. So that process will be termed as phosphorescence. So what is phosphorescence? When the excited electron come back to the ground state after some time gap. So What happens during fluorescence and phosphorescence? Fluorescence में in fluorescence electron come back to the ground state immediately. So there is no spin inversion involved. We will discuss these two processes in detail in the coming lecture. So simply here there is a singlet to singlet transition, and in phosphorescence there will be time gap, and that time gap is used for the spin inversion, and that will be the triplet to singlet transition that we will discuss later. Clear? So these two processes are termed as photophysical process. Here no new chemical products are formed, so these come under the photophysical process. Another photophysical process is, that is photoelectric effect, where no new products are formed. Photoelectric effect. So what happens in photoelectric effect? The energy of the light radiations is sufficiently high to remove the electron from the atom completely. So there is a removal of the atom, and for example this is the case for the alkali metals, for example cesium, they have very low ionization energy. So in these cases there is a low ionization energy, and energy of the light radiations is sufficiently high to remove the outermost electron, and it results in the photoelectric effect. The moving electron or the removed electron results in the formation of current. So in these three processes, that is fluorescence, phosphorescence and photoelectric effect, no new chemical products are formed, and hence these are termed as photophysical processes. Now comes the photochemical processes, where new products are formed after the interaction of radiations of light with matter in the presence of light. Then these are termed as photochemical processes. These can be oxidation, reduction, synthesis, polymerization, decomposition, etc. The simplest example of a photochemical reaction is photosynthesis by the plants. Photosynthesis in photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide and water react in the presence of sunlight to give rise to C6H12O6, that is glucose and water, oxygen. So in this process new chemical products are formed in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So this is the simplest example of a photochemical process. Another example is free radical polymerization, that is the chlorination of methane. So in the presence of light, methane react with chlorine to give methyl chloride plus HCl. So this reaction also occurs in the presence of light. So these are the examples of photochemical processes. Here the light radiations interact with the matter and they result in the formation of new products. So these reactions are termed as photochemical processes, and when no new products are formed, these are termed as photophysical processes. Now the photochemical reactions can be simply compared with the simple reactions that are taking place in the laboratory. You are studying these reactions from your +1 classes, like thermal reactions. Whenever in the practical you are synthesizing some compounds, you are heating your reaction mixture. So those reactions are termed as thermal reactions, and here the same reaction is taking place, that is reactants are giving you the products, but the difference is here the reactants are giving you the products in the presence of light. So in the next in this topic we will discuss the difference between thermochemical reactions and photochemical reactions. So, thermal reactions and photochemical reactions. So, as the name suggests, and you are all also aware about the thermal reactions, the thermochemical reactions occur in the presence of heat. So, first point of difference is the thermochemical or thermal reactions occur in the presence of heat, while the photochemical reactions occur in the presence of light. So, this is the simplest difference. As the name suggests, thermochemical reaction occur in the presence of heat and the photochemical reactions occur in the presence of light. Second, as these reactions occur in the presence of heat, so these reactions can even take place in the dark. So, these reactions can take place in dark. But in photochemical reactions, light is the primary requirement. So, these reactions cannot take place in dark. For example, you cook food. You can cook your food in the dark also, because that is a thermal reaction. But here in photochemical reactions like photosynthesis of food, plants cannot prepare their food in dark at night. They can prepare their food in the sunlight only. So, these reactions can take place in dark, but photochemical reactions cannot take place in dark, and light is the primary requirement. Third point of difference, the thermochemical reactions has marked temperature has marked effect on the thermochemical reaction. The rate of a thermochemical reaction increases with increase in temperature. While in case of photochemical reaction, temperature has no effect, little or no effect. Here the intensity of light plays an important role. The rate of a photochemical reaction increases with increase in the intensity of light. For example, during the early morning time, when the light intensity of light is low, the rate of photosynthesis is low. But in the afternoon time, when the intensity of light is high, the rate of photosynthesis is increased. And here in thermochemical reaction, as you increase or decrease the temperature or burner flame, so there is an increase in the reaction rate. And fourth point, these thermochemical reactions are not selective. These thermochemical reactions are not selective, but photochemical reactions are selective in nature. Now, what does this selective nature means? So, whenever you are taking a beaker to do a thermochemical reaction, so your both the reactants are in the beaker. Whenever you heat, all the reactants or both 2 or 3 reactants, they will absorb heat and get heated up. So, heat energy is absorbed by all the reactants in the reaction mixture. But this is not the case in case of photochemical reaction. So, whenever there are 2 reactants, only one of the reactant will absorb light energy, it will get excited, and the excited molecule will transfer its absorbed energy to the other reactant molecule. So, these are selective in nature. So, only one of the reactant will absorb the light energy. For example, in case of photosynthesis of HBr, so H2 and Br2 react to give 2 molecules of HBr in the presence of light. So, whenever you pass light is absorbed by only bromine molecules, they get excited, and they in the secondary processes they pass on their absorbed energy to the hydrogen molecule. So, these reactions are selective in nature. Another point of difference is the activation energy. In thermochemical reactions, activation energy is provided by the heat absorbed or by the thermal collisions between the reactant molecules. Activation energy is acquired by heat or collisions between molecules. So in thermochemical reactions, whenever you heat the reaction mixture, all the reactants absorb heat and they start moving randomly in all the directions. So there is a collision between the molecules, colliding molecules, and hence they provide activation energy for the reaction. However, in case of photochemical reaction, the activation energy is acquired by the absorbed quantums of light. Activation energy is acquired by the absorbed quantums of light. And last point of difference is, in thermochemical reactions, all the reactions are having free energy change negative. Delta G is always negative in case of thermochemical reaction. What is delta G? That is the free energy change. So free energy change for a reaction which is negative, it means they are spontaneous. Clear? So thermochemical reactions are always spontaneous, but there are many reactions which have delta G positive and still they are occurring spontaneously in the presence of light. For example, photosynthesis and ozonization. So for example, photosynthesis. So this reaction, photosynthesis of food, is non-spontaneous, but in the presence of light this reaction is occurring spontaneously. So delta G is always negative in case of a thermochemical reaction, but delta G can be positive or negative in case of a photochemical reaction. So these are the difference between thermochemical reactions and photochemical reactions. So what we have discussed today is, we have discussed the general introduction of photochemistry and what are the photophysical and photochemical processes, and now we have discussed the difference between thermochemical and photochemical reaction. In the next lecture we will discuss the laws governing the absorption of light. Thank you.